Welcome to Slinging the Slang, the video podcast where we take a look at our slang, our idioms, the weird things that we say on a daily basis, their origins, their meanings, everything from the funny and controversial to the ridiculous. I'm Slangman David Burke, author of 30 books on idioms and slang.
And I'm Monica Mauro, Director of Education for an English language school in Southern California. And I just love slang, David.
I'm glad you do, Monica, and that is why you are here. And we'd like to thank you all for joining us. If you're an ESL student, an English learner, or you just love slang, we are so happy that you're with us. This is the format of our show. I know exactly what we're going to be talking about. I know the topic. Monica does not, and that always leads to a lot of fun and some surprises. If you'd like to ask us any questions, please do. You can email us at david@slangman.com, and we will do our best to answer any questions you may have. And with that, I always like to start the show with some kind of trivia or some kind of a news piece that I read. And this morning, this was really interesting to me. So in USA Today, that's one of our biggest journals in the United States, USA Today. Okay, so they ranked 50 of our states by how we speak, from slow to fast. So, Monica, I want you to try to guess, what are the fastest speaking states? Just give me like two of the fastest speaking states. Or what do you think? What do you think number one is? Fastest speaking.
Okay. Well, I know for sure it's not going to be any of the southern states because they tend to have a drawl,
which is where you stretch out
it out.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to say any of the southern states. I'll tell you, David, the first two states that come to my mind would be New York.
New York, I knew it, right?
Right, because New York minute. I would do that in a New York minute.
Right, good, which is good slang. That means really fast.
Yeah,
New York
minute, I'll do it
right?
So I'm going to say New York, and I'm going to say just right under New York would be Los Angeles, because I think they speak very quickly here in LA. I know I speak very quickly.
I think so too. We're both wrong. I thought it was going to be New York number one, and it's not. So the number one, the fastest state, and I was really surprised. In fact, this is where my mother's from, Minnesota. Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Yeah, that really surprises me. The five fastest ones are Minnesota, Oregon, Iowa, Kansas, and North Dakota.
Iowa? Kansas? I lived in Kansas. I don't remember them speaking quickly.
That's because you probably speak quickly too, and you just blended right in, so you had no idea you were one of those fastest
Minnesota. Maybe because it's so cold, they just want to get the words out so they can get inside really fast.
That's right. And maybe it warms up their bodies to get their mouths moving really fast. Okay, well, on the other side of the coin, which is also good slang. And by the way, every time we use slang or an idiom, we will, at the end of our show, we'll tell you where to go on our website so you can get a list of every slang word, every idiom that Monica and I use, because oftentimes we just say something that's slangy without even realizing it. But we'll give you a list at the very end.
Just pours out.
For all of you English learners out there. Okay, the slowest states, which is the other side of the coin, the slowest states are what? Give me a few of them, not two.
Well, I used to live in Georgia, and they spoke pretty slowly there. So I want to say Georgia, and my other guess would
That's on the list.
Arkansas.
Okay, well, you're half right. Arkansas is not on the list. It goes Louisiana, South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia.
All the southern states.
All the southern states, because of that drawl they do. They always say that the southern states, there are no single syllable words because they stretch out each word.
David,
it's called a drawl.
David, my cousin lives in Georgia. She lives in Noonan, Georgia. Shout out to Noonan, Georgia.
Noonan, Georgia.
And she's telling my mom and I that she has this cat, and she's telling us the name of the cat, and she says, my cat's name is Smokey. And we almost fell asleep.
Oh, that is so funny. I've got a friend of mine who is from Texas, and she called her mom in Texas, where they speak slow too, and she asked for a cake recipe. And the mother said, okay, Here's what you want. It was a chocolate cake recipe. And she said, okay, so here's what you want to do. You want to get a cup of flour, a half a cup of sugar. You want to get some bacon, soda.
What?
Bacon soda. But there was such a pause between the two words. She's like, bacon? You kidding? Frankly, if I were in danger, wouldn't you, I mean, if you were in danger, Monica, you're walking down the street with a friend of yours, and there's the big pothole you're about to step into. Don't you want to be with someone who doesn't say, Monica, you better be careful, you're about to fall into a boom hole, right? You want to be one of those faster speaking.
Take me to Oregon. Yeah, right. Minnesota.
Or Minnesota, for sure. Yeah, that's right. Well, we have something coming up very, very soon, which is the biggest event, I guess, in the United States. It's called the Super Bowl.
Oh, yes, the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl. And that's on February
12th.
Right. And by the way,
right before Valentine's Day, that's how I know.
And we'll be doing a show about Valentine's Day and
best time to go out to dinner, by the way, David. Best day to go out to dinner is on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, because no one's going to be in the restaurant.
Yeah, nobody will be in the restaurant.
Unless it's a bar where everyone's watching the television screens. And that is on February 12th. And by the way, for English speakers out there, okay, we're going to get into a big debate right now. Monica, how do you pronounce the second month of the year?
How do I pronounce February?
Say it again.
February.
Okay, are you saying Febru?
No.
Or Febu?
Febu.
Right. Okay. So most of us, I'm going to say, we say February, although it's spelled February. My mother says I'm wrong. It's February, but no one says that.
I just don't say it that way because I can't.
It's too hard. February. It's really hard for us. But that's how you're supposed to say it. And some of the people who are very staunch with English will say February. I say February. So that's why Monica.
But think about it, David.
Team.
But B is at the front of the mouth and the R is in the back. So you have to go from the front to the back really fast. February. It's very difficult.
And that's why I think we make so many contractions and reductions, because English is not so easy to speak. So we just mush it all together. Well,
there you go.
So that brings us into slang used in sports. But there are a lot of terms that are from sports that we use every day in everyday conversation. And we've got lots of emails because we put the word out. We'd like to hear from you, David@slangman.com. If you have any sports terms you've heard that are used in everyday conversation, maybe you're confused about them or you just don't understand them, that's okay. We'd like to hear from you. And we have heard right now from Robert from Arizona. He writes in and says, Robert, Arizona, our neighbor, where it's nice and warm there because it's actually kind of cold here in Los Angeles at the moment. Well, we say it's cold. It's in the 60s.
It's so sunny and beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
But we're freezing.
We're freezing because it's in the 60s. Why do Americans say to drop the ball, especially in business, and where does it come from? To drop the ball. Monica, you dropped the ball. What does that mean?
There was an oversight. You missed something and the project can't get done, or you failed. You dropped the ball. You failed.
From which sport? What sport does that come from? Do you want me to give you like two choices, or do you want to just guess? I can give you a clue.
I'm going to guess.
Okay, so drop the ball.
I'm the baseball.
You know, it's according to the etymology, the origin, it's actually American football. That's where it came from. But you know what? I would think any sport. Is there any sport where it's okay to drop the ball? No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So I'm gonna my final answer is, even though it's supposed to be American football, I'm gonna say any sport really. Okay, we have Diego from Spain. He says someone told me.
Diego, I love that name.
That's right. I said Diego. It sounds romantico. Diego. Someone told me to give it my best shot. Is that a sports expression? Now, we're not talking about this kind of shot, Monica. No, which is a quick drink. No. To give it your best shot.
Right now, I'm thinking, I'm just streaming Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar on my brain right now. Okay, back to Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Or Give Me Your Best shot.
Give me your best shot.
Okay, give me your best shot.
The meaning.
Your bet. Give me your best answer. Give me your best
Your best, I guess, just in
play.
general. Your best at anything. Give it your best shot. It could be an answer. Like right now, Monica, I want you to give it your best shot to tell me what to give it your best shot
Best
means.
try. My best try.
And it comes from basketball or shooting. Ah.
Now, to me, it's obvious it would be shooting, but I'm going to go with the road less traveled. I'm going to say basketball.
You know, it's supposed to be from shooting, but, in basketball, the slang term is to shoot, to throw the basketball into the hoop. That's to shoot. So it's supposedly it's from shooting, but I'm going to say
I had to be different.
I'm going to say it's both. That way we're both right. Ooh, email number 3 we have from Carol. Oh, sorry. Carole from France. Carole from France.
Carol from France.
Bonjour, Carole. She says, you're out of my league. What is a league? Where does it come from? What does that mean? You're out of my league.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say it comes from baseball because they have leagues.
You are right.
Ding, okay. Ding, ding, ding. And usually we use this in the context of when someone maybe is seeing someone, a boyfriend or girlfriend, and maybe they are, maybe the boyfriend or girlfriend is more educated or is more beautiful, more handsome,
so
or
not on the same
maybe
level.
More successful.
Right.
So not at their level.
Exactly.
They're beyond your level. They're top shelf.
Top shelf. Ooh, good one. We'll have to add that to our slang terms for all of you English learners out there. Yes, to be a top shelf. Exactly. So it could be looks, could be financially. You're just out of my league. Exactly. And that is, as you say, it's for baseball. Exactly. Because in baseball, a league is by ability. So you're on a certain league depending on your ability. So we use that in everyday speech, especially like you said, in dating. That's a really common one. We have another email from Ahmed from Egypt.
Wow. Ooh, Egypt. I love Egypt.
Beautiful, mysterious and magical.
Mysterious, magical. Yes, all those things.
So what does it mean? Ahmed wants to know. To hit someone below the belt. And where does that come from, Monica?
That's negative.
That's not good. No, Monica,
negative.
You don't want anyone to hit you below the belt, especially, well, if you're a guy. Or maybe anybody, really.
It's when you know maybe about someone's insecurities and you make mention of something that you know it's going to hurt them. And and it comes from boxing. I know that. Yeah, because you're not allowed to punch below the belt.
That's right. That is against the rules. That's considered a foul, as they say in sports. Exactly. To say something about someone's insecurity and to mention it, which is hitting below the belt. Well, that really...
like if you mention my age, ooh, that is hitting me below the belt.
Well, I know we always are celebrating. Remember, Monica, each year we are celebrating our annual.
Well, it's really hard to be,
birthday.
39.
I know. Isn't that rough? And by the way, Monica and I recently discovered that we have the same birthday. And Monica did not even believe me when I said that. November 3rd, what? Yes, November 3rd.
I didn't believe you, David.
I know you didn't believe me, which is so funny. Like, you do not. I had to show her my driver's license, of course, covering up the date. I'm like trying to, so is Monica. I'm like trying to pry her thumb off the date, but no. So to me, Monica, remember, we always celebrate our annual 20th birthday every year. That's what we do. We have Jean from Paris. Oh, Jean from Paris. Jean, I must introduce you to Carole. Okay, so Jean from Paris, bonjour. Can you explain the expression? Oh, to throw in the towel. And where does that come from? To throw in the towel.
Another boxing.
We're back to boxing.
Term. Yes, and it means boxing. To give up.
To give up.
You throw in the towel. You stop. You're stopping. You know.
And that's because the coaches would literally throw in their towel in the corner of the ring, which I never understood why they call it a ring, because isn't a ring circular, like a wedding ring? But a boxing ring is square. The English makes no sense.
It is weird.
They throw in the towel, and that means we give up. The other side,
you win.
And you were saying something earlier about when you would give up, you would use a white something or other, some piece of
Well,
clothing.
back in wartime, if one side was just felt like they couldn't go on anymore, they would tie a rag or a piece of fabric onto their gun, and they would wave it so that way the opposition, the enemy, would see it
and know they're quitting.
Yeah.
And why was it always white? Why white?
I guess so they can see it, David.
Oh, that's a good point. You're right. Okay, yeah, I guess you would want the other side to see it.
You don't want to be in the forest with camouflage towel, you know. Yeah, we gave up an hour ago. Why are you shooting at us?
Stop shooting at us.
Stop shooting.
We give up. You run over to the other side. Yeah,
you won. You won.
See this towel? See that camouflage? We're giving up. Yeah. So white is the international color of giving up when you wave it at the other side. So Yolanda from Mexico. Yolanda. Buenos dias.
Hello, Yolanda.
Yolanda, yeah, of course, Mexico, that's our neighbor just down south from us. And Yolanda wants to know, at my company, someone said the ball is in my court. I assume that's from a sport. Which one?
Because of the word court, I'm going to go with basketball.
Yeah, it's not in the judicial system where you're throwing balls at the judge's face. Exactly. You said basketball. Yes, basketball.
And wait. It means it's up to you now. It's your decision. It's your move.
Basketball. Yes, and it could be. It could also be tennis, couldn't it? Because tennis is played in a tennis court.
Well, that's true, David.
It could be. So I'm going to say it's both. It's either a tennis court or basketball court. As long as we know the definition. What does it matter? All right.
Maybe it is tennis. It would make more sense if it were tennis, right?
The ball's in your court.
Yeah, it's on your side.
Probably,
what are you going to do? You're going to hit it?
It's up to you to make the next serve, make the next move.
Miss it?
Yeah, I think you're right. I will say it's both. That way we cover both grounds. We have Fatima from Berkeley, up north.
Berkeley!
One of our northern friends up there. So Fatima, she says, I work in an American company where someone said, "Oh, you threw me quite a curveball."
Oh, the old curveball.
Oh, that's a good one.
You surprised me. It's something I wasn't expecting.
And where does that come from?
I'm going to say it's got to be baseball.
Exactly, because the pitcher would throw a curveball, which I never understood. The ball actually doesn't go directly to the batter.
Base. Yeah,
it actually curves. By the way,
it's all in the wrist.
Well, to get curved in today's slang, so everyone knows, and it's normal slang to throw someone a curveball, but to get curved, that's a newer slang, which we are going to cover when we talk about Valentine's Day and love and dating slang. Ooh. But might as well throw that in right now. To get curved, what do you think that means?
Curved, they didn't show up for the date. Stood up. To get stood up.
To get stood up, another good dating slang term to mean that I arrived, the other person did not. I got curved. Very good. Monica?
Yay!
That's why you're here, because
I'm good, David.
Because you're good. You love slang and you know your slang.
I know my slang.
You know your
most
slang.
of the time.
And we do hope that all of you, during the week that's coming up, that none of you get curved, none of you throw in the towel. Make sure you just move forward. And we sure do look forward to seeing you next week. And if you do want to learn more slang, more idioms like Monica and I, please take a look at my books at slangman.com and please browse them and you'll be speaking slang in no time flat.
So join us next time. Join us next time as we take another deep dive into the ever-growing, ever-changing world of slang.
And we look forward to slinging the slang with you next time. And please ask us any questions you'd like next time. David at slangman.com. We look forward to seeing you. And thanks for joining us. Till next week.
Bye.
Bye.